Let's learn about Group By. Group By is actually one of my favorite SQL commands in that it's one that I end up using a lot to just for my own curiosity. So let me show you how Group By works and what it could do for you. Let's take a look at the employee table, which I'm going to be working with for this example. So this is the structure of the employee table. Name, last name, we have some data here, department, gender, start date. So a lot of times I'm given, or I have access to a table like this, and I start to wonder about the nature of the data, and wondering about some aggregate value. So what I mean by that is, here we see row by row, very detailed information down to the employee level, but let's kind of zoom out and take a look at, for example, some department information. So let's say instead of looking at things in this very detailed view, I want to look at the data by the department. So I'm going to group these records and see the results at a department level. So I'm going to group by department, and I want to see department name. And let's say I want to see how many records. I'm going to do a count of records per department. So let's run that. There you go. So now I have different kind of understanding than I did when I simply did a select star from employee. Now I can see information at the department level. Specifically, I could see how many employees are in each department. Let's sort that so we could easily see which department has the most. I'm going to do order by 2. That's a way of indicating the second column. So I'm going to order by the second column, descending, so I see the biggest value on top. And there I can easily see product management is the biggest department in terms of headcount, and engineering is the smallest. What other kind of interesting data can I find out here? So I did count. That's one kind of aggregation or summary I could do. Let's say I wanted to see how new is the newest person on the team. So I could do, give me the maximum start date. So we could see who has the newest newbie. So here, human resources has someone who started July 5th. How about instead of max, we do average? In fact, let's try to find out what is the average tenure of the people in each department. So I could do average, and here I'm going to do some math with the date. So I could do date diff. I want to know how many days it's been from their start date to today. So get date gives you today's value. And actually, instead of days, let's do months, so we're not dealing with such big numbers. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so here you see human resources. That average amount of time that the employee has been with the company is 15 months, where in sales it's slightly longer, months. Okay. One quick warning about the date functions is I am using Microsoft SQL Server, and the date functions in other database platforms might be formed a little different. I believe these are the same on Redshift and Postgres. They may be different in Oracle or MySQL. So that's how Group By works. Like I said, oftentimes when I first get my hands on a database, I like to get a better understanding and more visibility by running these Group By commands, because they could tell you a lot in a very summarized and easy to look at way. Um, Here's another thing that goes hand in hand with Group By is the having clause. So if you're familiar with the where clause, having clause is like a where clause for the Group By command. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So I could put having, let's say, um, let's say I just want to see the larger departments, and by larger in this case I'm going to say that means more than 80. So I could put having count greater than 80. So in the same way that a where clause can filter a basic SQL command, having clause can filter this kind of summarized data. When I run this, now I'm only seeing the departments which have more than 8 employees in them. And let's clean this up just a little bit. Might as well give you some good habits here. I'm going to do all caps on any of the reserved words. And here we have some numbers floating out here with no real description of what they are at the top. So we're going to put some aliases. Here I'll put as head count. And here I'll put average tenure. And anytime I have an ambiguous measure like this, I just tell you the tenure is 15. Kind of hard to tell whether that means months or years. So just to be clear, I'll put in months. Okay, let's run that again. And now our output looks a little better. Now we see the head count for that department, the average tenure in months. It's easier to read. Okay, hope that was clear. And thank you for your time.